Mission.
Hi, this is the Gun Guy. I've been hunting and I've been hoping to stay for 3 days. That was the goal, unfortunately. And I'm sitting in my car with the air conditioning going because it is hot. I'm actually getting ready to go home. I got a few texts and it looks like I can't stay as long as I wanted to. I got to hunt the morning with Chris and Jim and Doc and Paul and a few other people, but unfortunately I don't get to stay. I got to go. So we just had lunch, and then I gotta head on out, which is kind of a bummer because I got skunked. I have not been hunting in so long. It's been, can't remember the last time I went bird hunting and didn't get a bird. And in fact, I got to tell you, I think this morning we saw 6 birds in total. When you count everybody, we all collectively we saw 6 birds. I'm not sure that whether we saw 6 birds or we saw 1 bird 6 times, but we didn't see very many birds. There were a ton of them at the motel the night before. If we'd have stood on the roof of the motel, we could have each gotten our limit in about half an hour. But for some reason, we didn't get any out there at the pond. Of course, there was no water in the pond, and we didn't know that until we got there. You know, there used to be a guy that came out and maintained that pond. He would make sure there was water in there for the hunters, and he'd cut down some of the growth of the foliage there to make sure the dogs could find the birds if they fell in the foliage and that kind of stuff. But I guess he either retired or got another job or something, so now nobody does that. And so the foliage was overgrown and there was no water in the pond. And of course, we didn't know any of that until afterwards. So I think the guys are going to try that area again. There's also another field you can go out and hunt where there's mustard that grows and other things that kind of grow naturally, and the birds like the seeds, so I think they'll be out there. But the entire valley was really, really quiet. Anyway, I'm going to head on home because I have to. I'm sorry I didn't have any hunting footage for you, and I can't show you the birds I got because for the first time in forever, I never even took the safety off my shotgun. I never clicked the safety off because there was nothing for me to shoot at the entire time we were there. So I'll have to go out again. The season is going for a while, so I'll bust out probably to Imperial Valley the next time. Maybe Nick will go with me. We'll see if we can get some doves. Now, I did notice right before I started to do this that some folks have posted comments asking about the gear that I'm using, and in particular the gun bag that I'm using, and I'm going to do a review on that. So I'll attach some information to this video when I get home so that you can see a little bit more information about what gear I took and also that gun bag. And there you are. So look for that coming right now. Okay, I just got home. As you can, I don't know if you can see me or not, but if you can, I put some shorts on and got a little cooler. It's hot. But because I had to come home early, I came home. It's late in the afternoon. I had a few people ask me because of the first video I posted with the thumbnail, what was this bag? And I had a few other people post asking what kind of gear I take dove hunting, so I thought I'd show you. So obviously there's a dove chair. There's a whole bunch of different versions of these. I happen to like this one because it's got a bag I can put my shot shells in underneath, and then it just unfolds like that. That's pretty good. We'll toss that over there. I got a bunch of those, and it was very inexpensive. I've had it for years. I've used it for doves. I've used it for all kinds of any kind of blind I'm sitting in, so I've used that for a long time. Toss that over there. Brought a couple of hats. This one keeps the, it's not camouflage, I wish it were, but the doves don't seem to notice it, and it keeps the sun off the back of my neck and off my face. It's goofy looking, but it really helps, especially when it's hot. I mean, it's hot at home. I'm home now, back in San Diego County, but it's still 105 degrees or 103 degrees or something at my house. It was 100, I think 14 or 115, something like that, out at the desert. And then I've got a boonie cap or boonie hat. I use this a lot, but it doesn't cover up my neck as well, so I didn't use it that day hunting. Then of course my vest, and I've got, you know, a different one, but this one seems to work pretty well. And got some places to put the shells and the birds, and it's a cheapy vest, but it works really well. I generally take a machete in case I need to cut myself a place to sit if I'm in among trees or whatever. So I'll bring a machete. It's cheap Chinese machete. I just sharpen it up on the grinding wheel each time, and it works well, and I've used it for cutting duck blinds and other things. And then my Coast headlamp. This is the best headlamp I've ever had. Coast sent it to me, and if you want a review on it, I'll put the link in the description. I did review this lamp at one point. And then this bag was sent to me by Air Armor Tech. And this is the best long gun bag I've ever owned. As you can see, it really protects the long guns. I've got my B80 here, my Mossberg 500 here. And Looks like my Mossberg has a short barrel, but it doesn't. Part of the barrel is in this pocket. And then it's got pockets up here, like this one in here. I've got some netting. Well, actually, that's not. That's my shotgun. That's my my shell holder, which I think I got at Cabela's in the bargain shack. I don't know, 6, 7 years ago or something. And I love the thing. It's a nylon deal, but it really works well. And when it gets wet, it doesn't get destroyed like the leather ones do. So that works pretty good. So this holds 2 guns. My Mossberg. Even though I like to shoot the B80, sometimes it doesn't want to cycle lighter load, so I'll take the Mossberg. And then I take the Mossberg too because it's a pump, and it can shoot anything, and it'll cycle anything. So if I get light loads, or if my other gun just fails, I've got a second gun. I've hunted enough that I've had guns fail on me. And here I've got some camo netting. That doesn't seem like much, but I've got a bunch of it because when you're out in the heat like that, or any place, I've got different colors of it. This is more desert type camo. I can create a little shady spot for myself, and I just use those big, I don't have them here, but I use those big black and silver metal clips that you get for holding binders together. You can get them at the Office Depot or something, and I use those to clip them to things, and then I have some shade. I didn't use them this time because there was no place for them, but that's the netting I generally take with me for doves or for any other kind of bird like that I'm sitting in a station where I know I'm going to get hot, hot, hot. And then this bag, I'm just going to lay the shotgun here and close it up for you. This bag is the coolest thing since the napkin, if you ask me. It's got a pocket here, it's got a pocket here. Let me spin it around so I can show you up here. And then over here is where you fill it up with air, because it's from Air Armor Tech, as you can see. And it's got a place where you can fill it up with air by breathing into it. This valve goes up and down. Push it down, you can breathe in, let go, it seals it up again. And then when you want to release the air, you let the air out here. And it's like this, it's cushioned. And I let some of the air out of it, so it's not as cushioned as it was before. But it's so cushioned that once you fill it up with air, you can't feel the guns in there. It's like this, it's like having a gigantic pillow. The other nice thing about it is, if I hunt ducks, is this thing will float. I'm going to do a more exhaustive review on it later on. What I loved about it when I was out there is I had to walk a little bit of a distance to get far from the truck. And then you just unzip this, pull out your straps, and it's a backpack. You pick up your guns and your gear and walk away with it. Now, you'd think it's long and it's heavy, so it wouldn't be comfortable. But the truth is it's surprisingly comfortable because it's like having a gigantic pillow on your back. So I found it really comfortable carrying it. Anyway, I had a bunch of questions about it. That's the Air Armor Tech bag. Once you let the air out of it, it just rolls up into a ball, and you can see a picture of what it looks like when it's rolled up. This thing is awesome, and of course you got to have shells and boots and all that other stuff, and food and lots of Gatorade or something along those lines, and tons of water if you're out in the heat so you stay hydrated. But anyway, hopefully that answers the question. I'm sorry the hunt ended early. I was looking forward to spending some more time with my friends there, but it is what it is. But this hopefully gives you an idea of what the gear was that I took and all about the bag. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have a wonderful week, and thanks for going hunting with me, at least virtually anyway. Whatever you do, wherever you go, please remember, be safe.